Hello everyone, my name is Ike, and today is my next top, and I'm going to tell you this. I'm counting down my top 44 favorite characters from video games, TV shows, and even memes. Here we go.
Number 44, Dr. Neo Cortex. I like this character, and the reason I like him because he is most played by Lex Lang, who voices him in the video games, the short, and the McDonald's commercial. He is my favorite actor, and he's my favorite voice of him. That's good. Number 43, Koala Kong. The reason I like this koala is because he's most voiced by Fred Tatasciore, who played him twice, and he's my favorite voice of him. But he doesn't speak; he just makes noises. But he did spoke once, and all he said was, "The secret is in the diet." Number 42, Norm, also known as Big Norm. The reason I like this because I like that mime because he's most played by Andres Sogluso, who played him in Crash Nitro Kart and Crash Team Racing Nitro Field, both of these games. And he's the only voice of him, so that's very good. Number 41, Captain Planet. The reason I like this character because he says the word, "By your powers combined, I am Captain Planet. When the Planeteers combine their powers." And when Captain Planet is done, he says, "The power is yours." And the reason I like, and also he is voiced by David Coburn, who plays him in the TV show, the Cartoon Network commercial, and OKKO Let's Be Heroes, and he's one of my favorite voices of him. Number 40, Rayman. The reason I like this character because he hits people with his fist, and he also flies with his hair. And my favorite voice of him is David Gasman, who plays him in the Rayman series until Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope. Number 39, Admiral Razorbeard. The reason I like this pirate because he's voiced by Ken Starkovic, who can actually do a robot pirate voice. And he's the leader of the Robo-Pirates and Rayman's nemesis. Number 38, the Phantom Rabbit. The reason I like this character because he actually sings like an opera, and he's voiced by Augustin Chemel, who played him in the Mario plus Rabbids Sparks of Hope games, and he is French. Number 37, Autotalks. The reason I like this character because he has a very good evil German accent, and he's very intelligent. And also he is voiced by David Gasman, the guy who plays Captain Planet, and he's from Rabbids Invasion. Number 36, the Pirate Captain. This is another pirate I like. The reason I like this character because he is voiced by Hugh Grant, and he is the best role for him. And I like his catchphrase that he says, "I'm Pirate Captain and I'm here for your gold," every time he enters the place. So, next one. Number 35, Scrooge McDuck. The reason I like this character because he is voiced by David Tennant, and he is my favorite voice for him. He voices him like 3 times in Disney XD commercial, DuckTales 2017, and Chip 'n Dale Rescue Rangers the movie. He has a very good Scottish accent of him. Number 34, Horrid Henry. The reason I like this character because he is voiced by a female called Lizzie Watt Center, and I thought she's a better role for Henry. And I like how he says Eureka. But some ending, he usually screams no. Very mad in the beginning and end. And he yells, it's not fair. And I also like his role that he says, when I'm king. Number 33, Wallace. The reason I like this character because he's most voiced by Peter Sallis, who played him like 9 times in this whole series. And I like how he says his word. And I like how he likes cheese. He's very nice. Here's my favorite. But rest in peace, Peter Sallis, because he died in 2017. Number 32, Mr. Leaching. I like this character because he's most voiced by Ben Whitehead, who plays him in Wants to Grow with the Curse of the Were-Rabbit movie and game. So, Ben Whitehead also played Wallace some places. Number 31, Fowler. I like this chicken because he's most played by Benjamin Whitrow, who played him in the Chicken Run movie and game. And then he died. And then he also died in 2017. So rest in peace, and he was a classic actor. Number 30, Skipper the Penguin. The reason I like this character because he's most voiced by Tom McGrath. And I like how he says the line, cute and cuddly, and just smile and wave, boys. And I like he's been flapping around. And I like how he leads the penguins. Number 29, The Grinch. The reason I like this character is because he's most voiced by Benedict Cumberbatch, who played him in Ads and The Grinch's new movie. He sounds good for him. Number 38, Jack Skellington. The reason I like this character is because he's most played by Chris Sarandon. Oh, and also I like Danny Elfman as the singing version of him. And this is really good. This is really... Number 27, Popeye. The reason I like this character because he's most played by Jack Mercer, and he's one of my favorite voices of him. Oh, and also I like Floyd Buckley's one, and also Maurice Lormos, who plays him in Popeye and Son. What a good character. Number 26, Zeb Aurelios. The reason I like this character because he looks cool, and he is most played by Steve Blum, who plays him in the Star Wars Rebels series and The Mandalorian and Disney Infinity 3.0. And also, though he's my favorite voice of him. Number 25, Spyro the Dragon. The reason I like this character, I like how he blows fire on somebody, on his enemies. I like how he steals eggs, and I like him because he's most played by Tom Kenny, which is my favorite voice of him. He's also my favorite voice of Spyro. Number 24, Hunter the Cheetah. The reason I like this character because my favorite voice of him is Robbie Daymond. And I like how he's in love with Bianca, the rabbit. Number 23, Nasty Nork. The reason I like this character because he's played by Michael J. Gore, and I like his voices of him. I like Michael J. Gore, the voice of Nasty Nork. That's very good. Number 22, the Joker. The reason I like this character because he's most played by Mark Hamill. Plays it 26 times. But now he's not voicing Joker anymore because Kevin Conroy passed away 2 years ago. Well, rest in peace, Kevin. And that's what Mark does. He only voices Joker in titles with Kevin as Batman. Number 21, Earthworm Jim. The reason I like this character because I like how he says groovy and eat dirt. And blasts his ray at enemies. And my favorite voice of him is Dan Castellaneta, who plays him 3 times, like in the TV show, and 2 games, like the Clay Fighter 1 and Earthworm Jim's 3D game. And also, that's the best song ever. His theme song sounded like very good. It sounded very good. Number 20, Shaun the Sheep. The reason I like this character because he's voiced by Justin Fletcher, and he leads the sheep, and he also does plans to solve problems. That's very good. Number 19, Mordecai the Blue Jay. The reason I like this character because he's most voiced by J.G. Quintel, who plays him in the regular show, cartoon, and shorts. And the Hall of Game Awards. And also Cartoon Network Universe Fusion Fallen. And also the Cartoon Network Bumpers. And I like how he plays. And I like these versions of him when he's younger. And also I like that he's in love with Margaret. Number 18, Josh. This guy is also played by J.G. Quintel, and I like that he appears in every episode. And I like that he's being fun with his daughter. And it's a shame that Close Enough is a failed adult show. Number 17, Death, the Grim Reaper. The reason I like this character because he's the best Grim. Because he's my favorite villain ever. And he's played by Julian Holloway. Which I think he sounds like a better role for Death. And I've seen his first appearance in Over the Top, where Skips arm wrestled him. Number 16, The Annoying Orange. The reason I like this character because he's played by his creator, Dane Bodegamer, who plays in the Hall of Game Awards and the Annoying Orange series. Also in the High Fructose Adventures of the Annoying Orange. I like how he goes, nye, 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 nye. And I like his laugh. That's very good. But annoying. Number 15, Nigel Thornberry. The reason I like this hunter because he's most played by Tim Curry. And he's my favorite role of him. And he looks exactly like him. He just played him in the Wild Thornberry series to Rugrats Go Wild. And he's the best, and he's my favorite hunter ever. Number 14, Mr. Tumble. The reason I like this character because he is portrayed by Justin Fletcher, and who created this series, and also he's very funny, and I was like his funny things he does. Number 13, Captain Adorable. The reason I like this character because he says his catchphrases are Captain Adorable, away! When he leaves and he says, please don't thank me, it's what I do. When he helped a citizen. And I like that he helps by himself. But not only that, I also like him when he helps, because I like that he gets help from his butler Botham that he actually calls him Bottom. And his scientific expert, QT, in season T, and also his new helper, Awesome Girl. And he Bottom appears in season 1 and season 3, and QT appears in season 1, season 3, and season 4. But Captain Adorable gets help only on his, in season 2 and season 5. And also he did got a sidekick in the episode Giga Quiz titled Captain Adorable's Sidekick. It was actually a line, but I don't know what's her name. And also I like how he sometimes teams up with Gale Force and Keith Fit. But he's my favorite superhero. Number 12, Uncle Grandpa. The reason I like this character because he's played by Peter Braungart, who is also his creator. And I like how he says, "Good morning!" And I like how he helps people. But, except he didn't help Aunt Grandma, also known as Priscilla. And he didn't see what he did. Number 11, Festro. The reason I like this character because he's also played by Pete Braungart. And I like how he read the story of Uncle Grandpa. And these, Festro and Uncle Grandpa, are one of my favorite roles he does. Number 10, Timmy the Lamb. The reason I like this character because he's played by Justin Fletcher, who played him on Shaun the Sheep series and Timmy Time. And he is the best role for Timmy. Number 9, Sergeant Anus. The reason I like this character because he's played by Ian Hecox from Smosh. And I like how he says the word bull, but with the SH word. You know what I mean. And when he shoots people. And Ian looks like a good role for an officer. Best police officer I've ever seen today. Number 8, Charlie the Drunk Guinea Pig. The reason I like this character because he's also played by Ian Hecox in British accent. And I like how this guinea pig speaks in British accent. My favorite character from Smosh. Number 7, Brody Fox. The reason I like this character because he announces Yo Mama jokes, and I like how he's voiced by Brock Baker. And I like how he makes fun of everyone's mums, and he's the best. And Brock Baker is a good role for Brody. Number 6, Frank the Cop. The reason I like this character because he's also played by Brock Baker, and you like how he says his catchphrase, "Get in the car," which means get in the car. And he's my favorite officer too. Number 5, Bob. The reason I like this character because he's played by Seth Rogen, and he's my favorite voice of him. My favorite voice. And also he played him like in the Monsters vs. Aliens series and Chippendale Rescue Rangers. And I like how he suffocates things. Very good. Number 4, Dr. Cockroach PhD. The reason I like this character because he's most played by Hugh Laurie, and he's my favorite voice of him. He played him in like the Monsters vs. Aliens series and Shrek's Thrilling Tales. That's what it said in his IMDb. Oh, but James Horan, the voice of him, actually might sound the same as him. like they have to sound the same. But James Holland was too deep, was a bit deep, and it might sound the same. Number 3, Galaxa. The reason I like this character because he's most played by Rainn Wilson, and he's the best role for an alien. Even Galaxa is. And I like how he's making clones of himself, and I like how he tells his crew to say, "Hail, Galaxa," which is very good. And he played him like in the video game and movie, which I like it. And also, what else does he do? Oh yes, and I like how he wanted to use the Quantonium. Very good. Number 2, Mr. Bean. The reason I like this character because he's most played by Rowan Atkinson, who created this show, and I like how he looks like a good role for him, and he looks just like his character, and I like how he plays him in live action and animations. Good job, Rowan. Number 1, King Dice. The reason I like this character because he's played by Wayne Brady, and he's the good role for King Dice, and I like how he sings as him, and I like how he hosts as him, and because he's a good role for him, and he can sing, host, and dance, and that's what the Cuphead creators wanted somebody to do. Good job, Wayne.
That's all my characters I have. And thanks for watching. Please leave a like, share, subscribe, and please ring the bell to turn on all the notifications. And please leave a comment telling me what is your favorite character from a video game, a TV show, or a meme. And if you want to see more of my tops, click the link in the description below. My name is Isaac, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.